to Chindu Smart Class. Today we are going to discuss about security techniques. In previous sessions we already discussed about security goals, security attacks, security services and security mechanisms. To implement security goals we need some techniques, and we already discussed about security mechanisms. Security mechanisms will be implemented using different techniques. There are two techniques available. One is cryptography and another one steganography. Okay, cryptography and steganography. These two techniques are used to implement security mechanisms. Some security mechanisms implemented using cryptography technique. Some mechanisms can be implemented using steganography. Cryptography. Cryptography means, so these two words are Greek words. The actual meaning of cryptography is secret writing, and steganography means covered writing. These two words are Greek words. The actual meanings are secret writing and covered writing. In olden days, cryptography means only encryption and decryption. This means only encryption and decryption. But today there are three different mechanisms under cryptography. One is symmetric key cryptography and second one asymmetric key cryptography, and third one hashing. There are three mechanisms under cryptography. One is symmetric key cryptography, second one asymmetric key cryptography, and third one hashing algorithm. Okay, and steganography means covered writing. There are different types of techniques available in steganography. Text covering, image covering, audio covering, video covering, etc. Okay, these are all steganography techniques. So we have only cryptography techniques. We are going to discuss about only cryptography techniques: symmetric cryptography, asymmetric cryptography, and hashing algorithms. Steganography techniques are text covering, image covering, audio covering, video covering. Whatever the message we are going to send, that message will be embedded in text. Some text, random text will be selected, and in the text using different techniques based on some spaces, based on first characters of each line. So something. So we need to follow some process and we need to embed the secret message in the random text. And image covering means, so we will select the LSB bit or MSB bit. Image means it is a collection of pixels. Each pixels has 8 bits. So in those 8 bits, so we need to select either LSB or MSB. So MSB bit or LSB bit, we need to cover the secret message in the image based on LSB or MSB. And audio cover, so we need to embed the secret message in the audio, and at the same time video also. These are all used to hiding the secret message in either text or message or audio or video. Okay, so we are going to discuss about in detail these symmetric cryptography, asymmetric cryptography, and hashing algorithm. What is symmetric cryptography? Symmetric cryptography, it is also called as private key cryptography. Okay, private key cryptography or private key encipherment or secret key encipherment, secret key cryptography. We can call it as symmetric key encipherment or symmetric key cryptography, private key or secret key. And asymmetric key, we call it as public key. Public key encipherment or public key cryptography. Okay, first we discuss about symmetric cryptography. So this is the symmetric cryptography. Here Alice and Bob, these two are exchanging the information. So Alice will send the message to Bob and Bob receive the message from the Alice. Here the actual message, whatever the message is there, that is called plain text. Original message is called plain text, and the message is giving as input to encryption algorithm. So what is encryption algorithm? It will convert the plain text to ciphertext. So what is ciphertext? Ciphertext means it is unreadable format. So encryption will convert one type of text to another type of text, that means plain text to ciphertext. So encryption will convert readable text to unreadable text. So then even the attacker intercept the message ciphertext, he cannot understand the message. Okay, so that is encryption algorithm. So for this encryption algorithm, we need to give a key. The key is called secret key. The secret key is known by only Alice and Bob. Okay, it is called shared secret key. It is a shared key in between Alice and Bob. And plain text means original text, and ciphertext means it is the converted text. It is in unreadable format. And decryption algorithm means it will convert the ciphertext to plain text, unreadable format to readable format. Okay, here also we need to use the same key, whatever the key used by the Alice for encryption, the same key must use at receiver side for decryption. Decryption means it will convert the ciphertext to plain text, unreadable text to readable text. Okay, and this is the insecure channel. That's why we are providing security to the message. The attacker can intercept the message. The attacker can intercept whatever the message are carrying in the channel. Okay, whatever the message transferring through the channel, those messages can intercepted, accessed by the attacker. So that's why we are going to encrypt. So unreadable format. Ciphertext means it is unreadable format. So we are protecting the data. Plain text. So it is symmetric key cryptography. Symmetric key cryptography means there is only one key in between sender and the receiver. That is shared secret key. It is the secret in between only Alice and Bob. For every message, the key must be changed. Okay. Next one, asymmetric key cryptography. So what is the difference between asymmetric key cryptography and symmetric key cryptography? Asymmetric cryptography, we are using two keys instead of one key. Symmetric key cryptography, only one key is using for encryption and decryption. But in asymmetric key cryptography, we are going to use one key for encryption, another key for decryption. So total there are two keys for encryption and decryption. So this is the asymmetric cryptography. Here the sender and the receiver, plain text, ciphertext. Encryption will perform the conversion plain text to ciphertext, and decryption ciphertext to plain text. And here the receiver, whoever the receiver is there, Bob, he will generate the keys, two keys. Okay, public key and private key. Private key is secret to himself, and public key must be available to the public. So there is a registry or database, public key database. So in that public key database, Bob must store his public key. Whoever wants to communicate with Bob, they will retrieve the key from the database and they will use that key for the encryption. So here we need to use two keys, public key and private key. The key generation process is done at Bob. In encryption process, Alice will use Bob's public key and encrypt the message, and whatever the ciphertext is there, the ciphertext will be sent to the Bob. Okay, and his private key, the private key is known to only that person, Bob. So using the private key, he will perform the decryption operation. Using only corresponding private key of public key only, he can decrypt the message. Okay, so that is the difference between symmetric key and asymmetric key. Here we need to use two keys instead of one key. The encryption and decryption operations are performing in the form of calculations. In the form of calculations. Okay, so whatever the plain text is there, that plain text will be converted in values. Suppose for example A, B, C. For A, B, C, for A 0 0, B 0 1, C 0 2. Okay, if the values are like this, then he will convert the plain text to values 0 0, 0 1, 0 2, and encryption operation will perform on this value only, and decryption also same calculations. Okay, so encryption and decryptions are done in the form of calculations. So in symmetric cryptography, we are substituting one character in the place of another character, or transforming. We are transforming the characters from one position to another position. We are changing the positions of plain text, that is one technique, and we are replacing the characters in the place of another character, that is substitution. Okay, so here the encryption decryption operations are performed on characters only, but in asymmetric cryptography we are performing the operations, encryption and decryption operations, on values. Okay, so when we use symmetric key and asymmetric key, so symmetric key cryptography is used for only long messages. It is only used for long messages. Here it is used for only short messages, because there are a lot of calculations in encryption decryption operations. If the message is long, then number of calculations will be huge, and the time taken to perform encryption decryption operations are more. Okay, so that's why we need to use this technique for only short messages, and symmetric cryptography is generally used for long messages. Okay, so here the key, whatever the secret key is there, symmetric cryptography, the key must be shared by both parties. He can send the secret key through either phone or a letter or some other technique or some third party. Okay, so here we can use asymmetric cryptography. So when we use asymmetric key and symmetric cryptography, generally asymmetric cryptography is used for only short messages. Here the key is a short message, compared to plain text, key is short. Okay, so that's why to share the key in between both sender and receiver, you can use asymmetric cryptography. Okay, so this is about symmetric key and asymmetric cryptography. And next one, hashing algorithm. Hashing, so what is the purpose of hashing? So hashing is used to convert variable length message to fixed length message. So this is the hashing. Here we need to use the hash function. It will convert the message, variable length message, to fixed length message. The fixed length message is called message digest. It is called message digest. And original message, it can have any size, so variable length message. So whatever the message size is there, that message will be converted to fixed length message. That is the hashing algorithm. So generally it is used for generating check values, checksum values. So already we have discussed in data integrity. So using check values we can provide the data integrity, and data integrity service can be provided by using hashing algorithm. Here message and message digest both will be sent to the receiver. Okay, so whenever Bob receive the message, he will perform the hash function. He will perform the hash function on the received message, and he will calculate the message digest. So whatever the message digest he calculated and received, both will be compared. If both are same, then the received message will be accepted, otherwise the message will be rejected. Okay, if both are same, that means there is no change in the message in communication. If there is a change, then somebody changed the message in insecure channel. Okay, this is hashing algorithm. So total there are two techniques, cryptography and steganography. Cryptography technique and steganography technique. So in under cryptography we have three mechanisms: symmetric key, asymmetric key, hashing algorithm. And here steganography, different types of mechanisms: text covering, image covering, audio covering, video covering. Okay, so we have only cryptography techniques. That's why we discussed about symmetric key, asymmetric key, and hashing algorithms. So symmetric key means we have only one key in between sender and receiver, and in asymmetric cryptography we have two keys, public key and private keys. And hashing algorithm, it will convert the variable length message to a fixed length message. I hope you understood. If you learned something from this video, please like, share and subscribe.